Buckner, adjunct professor of Columbia University and organizational leadership, is here. All right, let's talk vampires.
You're rolling today. You are rolling today.
Well, am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely right in the fact that you've got people who are there. From the government perspective, they think they're helping. The fact of the matter is they don't know how to run businesses.
Right.
They make laws. They're supposed to be the referee, and now it looks like they're out there on the court, and they're deciding, guess what? I'm going to start playing. So now not only do they make the laws, they enforce the laws, they're playing. And as a function of that, we're getting other players that are saying, okay, how can I predict where we're going with this?
You know what? Can we bring up the business experience, please? Bring up the full screen of the business experience of these guys. We have Charlie Rangel, we have Representative Barney Frank, Nancy Pelosi, Harry Reid, Barack Obama, Chris Dodd, Secretary Geithner. They are, all of them are either attorneys or professional politicians. What is going through their mind that they think that business should just be whatever, we can just run this?
Not all attorneys are bad. However, attorneys I am. But however, attorneys are always
got a stake.
Attorneys are always looking to see what could go wrong, not how to make the deal.
Right.
It's very different.
Here's the difference. Have you ever read the book by John Huntsman, Winners Never Cheat?
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. Excellent. America, please read this book. Fantastic book. In it, he says attorneys are important, but you keep them at bay. They are paid. I mean, I'm a small business guy. I pay attorneys. I have attorneys that, we consult. They're paid to say no. You have to then look at them and say, okay, you know what? I'm going to take that risk anyway. I'm going to go this direction. You have attorneys now. Here you teach this kind of stuff at Columbia.
Absolutely.
Name the successful company that just listened to a group of attorneys to fix all of their problems.
They don't do that.
They don't exist.
They look to can-do people.
Right.
And can-do people cannot be regulated or mandated out of their environment. For what we're doing and what we're seeing right now is we're seeing a group of people trying to legislate equilibrium. You can't legislate equilibrium, supply and demand in the markets. What you have to do is allow the markets to work. So you got the referee saying to the guy over there, you're going to shoot from that corner. Well, I actually shoot better from over here. I'm sorry, you're going to shoot from that corner or you're out. It's the approach that they're taking that is problematic, not necessarily their desire.
Right. But you can't have the government step in, and now they said, I mean it was breathtaking to hear Barack Obama say, oh, by the way, you know what we're going to do? We're also, we're going to cover your warranty too. They're going to cover our warranties now for our cars, and all of these towns that are dying like Detroit. Have you seen Detroit lately? Oh, it's beautiful, especially this time of year. They're going to fix Detroit as well. How are they going to do any of this?
Glenn, we're reliving what we saw in the 70s. You and I remember this period of time as young children. We're reliving a period of time when we're not learning from it, where the government put quotas, limitations, and created a standard by which Detroit could survive, but it was government manufactured. And that didn't work. It actually created the Japanese car manufacturers opportunities for them to thrive. And we're doing the same thing again.
They said that GM doesn't build any cars that people want. Bull crap. They're building trucks.
Yeah.
People wanted the trucks. They don't want the Prius. They don't want these small little crap death traps. Not that the Prius is. They don't want these small little cars that, maybe they do when prices are really high. But even when prices were really high for gas, they didn't want them. You can't make these cars.
The concern we have is that the government is mandating, in a planned environment, mandating the cars we will want and the people who will run that business. And that creates the challenge.
Look, I sat with, when I first was a sponsor with General Motors, and they approached me and they asked me to endorse their product. I flew out to Detroit and I sat with a couple of the executives, vice presidents, big guys, and I said, "Okay, come on, tell me the deal with the. Come on, we've got the car that the engine that can run on water or whatever." And I was just poking them, and one of them actually got really pissed, and he looked at me and he said, "Mr. Beck, listen to me. Can General Motors make anything? Can we make a car that is fuel cell? Can we make a hydrogen car? You're damn right we can. But we can't do it without leadership in Washington." Now, this is under the Bush administration.
Right.
We can't do it without leadership from Washington. We have one opportunity to retool our manufacturing plants. If we retool, and then the weasels in Washington, because of a weak president, and he won't say, this is what we're going to do, and we're sticking with it, he said, we're out of business. He said, we will make anything if they just set the course. And I believe it.
He's pleading for the free markets to be allowed to work.
Okay, so help me on this. I saw this, David, and this is If anybody saw this, can you get a shot of this? If anybody saw this weekend, this made me so angry because it's bogus. Reset button, the end of excess, why this crisis is good for America. If it was reset, it would be good, but no one will allow you to push that button.
It's not reset, it's reallocation.
What does that mean?
It is not saying we start over fresh, free, and allow the markets to run. It's saying we're going to dictate how the markets run, which is no market. We're going to dictate and we're going to shift, and that shifting is going to be allocated by us.
We've taken the problems. We had problems with individuals who were in debt, with banks that made bad loans, all of this debt. Companies, everybody else had this bad debt. And so we said, oh, we've got to help them. So we took all this debt, and then we could put all this debt in one place on the backs of our children. Now, who's going to hit the reset? But who's going to take that bad debt?
We're going to have another reset down the road, but it's going to be another reallocation.
Yeah, but it's a reallocation.
It's a reallocation.
To the globe.
It is to the globe because we're now a global economy, and we can't compete under that duress.
Okay, hang out here for just a second, because I want to talk about a couple of other things. The similarities between what's going on today and what happened in the 1930s under FDR are striking.